is we're seeing lots of cybersecurity offerings in the space, but many are undifferentiated and not so compelling. Do you think that the cybersecurity space is overfunded, and what areas do you still see are opportunities within cybersecurity?
Well, it's definitely overfunded, massively so, I would say. Just go to the RSA show, and that'll tell you. And if you don't go, then don't feel bad, because basically San Francisco gets taken over for a week. I think it depends. There are some of my partners do more bottom of the stack stuff in cybersecurity, and it's also, I will say though, on the flip side, cybersecurity, if you can make it work, just security in general, it is a highly acquisitive space, and you can take companies public. So the market embraces successful companies. So that is one reason why it's overfunded, because there's been models. We've had lots in our portfolio. I don't play as much in that space. The closest I have, which Trisha has as well, is in the fraud space. And again, I think there's pockets where the product market fit is not, there's still white spaces that you can go after. But I spend time in Israel, and that's a stronghold for cybersecurity, and there are lots and lots of these companies. And I think a lot of them, they've also gotten overfunded. We need a few years to see that settle out, but there's probably going to be a lot of deaths in that space.
We invest quite a bit in cybersecurity, and I agree. I mean, no different from fintech in that sense, but it's definitely overfunded. I think what's interesting is that you see cybersecurity moving away from what I would call sort of the era of building walls and looking for vulnerabilities, and really moving towards sort of incident response and mitigation, because the assumption now is, there is a breach. I mean, it's, different from fraud detection, and, in this case, it's, you're actually just trying to find out where the breach is, try to decipher, signal to noise, and really get on top of mitigation as quickly as possible. So I think that's where we've seen the world moving, and where we think that there are still quite a few opportunities. So, and then the other piece is sort of the next gen firewalls that look at really distributed networks, because with so many enterprises now having, remote offices and public cloud and private cloud and on-prem, and how do you, and BYOD, how do you bring it all together? And so those are two of the areas that we've spent a lot of time. But I agree, it's pretty saturated, and RSA is, the entire expo center is filled with booths, and you walk down the halls, and it's, it sounds like everybody's doing the exact same thing, and very, very hard to tell any differentiation.